Man, this is why I don't like these fucking old people on the TI channels, because all the like baby boomer and echo boomers are like much more dense. And remember, I was going to write a book about it one time, but this guy's it's called Gangstalking Attention Awareness Channel. There's no such thing as spiritual warfare, demon possession, alien abduction, God, chosen people, etc. It's technology, mind control technologies, and government programs. So from the beginning, me and other channels have been saying that gang stalking is spiritual. So that's why I replied what I did below. So check out my reply. You can get the fuck off my channel if you're thinking like this, because you're never gonna get etologically to the core of gang stalking by looking at it and trying to solve it in the physical world. I'm wondering if he's one of these people who, says Jesus and shit. But he does say there's no such, he does have on his list God chosen people, so I don't know. Maybe he's not religious. But that's definitely the wrong thing to say. There's no such thing as spiritual warfare. Like, what a statement. Only a spiritless human could say that, right? So, just wanted to bring awareness to that around this channel. I mean, it's not like I don't know about V2K and remote neural monitoring and neuro-linguistic programming and voice to skull and God helmet and all that stuff. I've researched into it all. I know there's patents, I know they exist and all that. But definitely I'm sick of people saying all this stuff like, what he did there. That there's, that this is all physical, there's no demon possession, no alien abduction, no God chosen people, no spiritual warfare. It's all technology, mind control technologies and government programs. Because that's my issue with some other channels. Because in my opinion, it's just that they can't see that far. This is how organic portals move. They move only physically. So I mean, this is never going to be the answer. It's going to be like Einstein's quote, you have to solve the problem on a different level. You can't solve it on the same level. So I'm definitely not subscribed to this channel. Let's have a quick look at it though. So he just goes over all the programs and stuff, which is, a good idea to have the knowledge of. But to think that that's the extent of it, if this is the dude running the channel, no wonder, look how fat his head is. He would be calcified. No wonder he's saying there's no spiritual warfare. His head is way too fat. If that was him, I don't know if that's him or what. I don't listen to people like that. They're dumb. Big dumb dogs. I already talked about size too. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to do a whole lecture on the size. Remember we talked about the pre-Adamites and all that years ago? I'm just trying to have a look through these videos. It's interesting how many, I know that's true. Like, there's Stephen Greer saying gang stalking electromagnetic holograms. And for sure that's true. And psychotronic weapons, false experiences, or script memories. But I don't feel every vision I've ever had is one of these, and it doesn't make sense for me to have seen some random world which had absolutely nothing to do with this world, nothing to do with my life. I looked at someone, I don't know what it was, some other being's world. I just remember this one time. I've had plenty of experiences, but there's this one time, I've talked about it on the channel before. They were almost similar to Avatar, the movie with the blue people. They were kind of similar to them. And it was like a little planet, and it was all grassy and all this shit. Anyway, the whole point was that what I was seeing in that vision had nothing to do with my life. It didn't change my life. There was no interaction or anything. There was no reason for someone to have put that in my head as V2K or something. V2K is more the voices and the bullshit going on. And I think that's on mass broadcast, by the way. Because do you know there's experiments that we've figured out that 70% of people's thoughts are negative? 70 to 80% of people's thoughts are negative. And people try to put that onto, us having like a, evolutionary thing back in the day with animals and, having to like sort of run away from bears and saber-toothed tigers and mammoths and all this shit. I mean, I understand that and how that was, they're making a hard wiring sort of argument. But again, I don't, it's like they use it as an overarching all explanation, which I don't think is the reality at all. If I'm wrong in the end, okay, but then you're dismissing everything and you're just doing what Organic Portal's doing, saying this world is it, this physical world is all there is, don't know where we go when we die, don't know anything apart, there's nothing, outside of here, then you may as well be an Organic Portal. Well, get to work, go have your job, and your whole life goals are going to be to get a woman and a car and a house. Have fun with it. Because there's nothing else left for you. You don't need to do spiritual advancement. You don't need to truly know what's going on or anything. You know what I mean? I don't know where these people think the world's going to go if it ends up being electromagnetic holograms and just psychotronic weapons, and there's no such thing as spiritual warfare. Like, these are Organic Portal level thoughts, because where's the world going to go from there? I don't know what they think. They think we're going to take away the evil, black, like, shadow government people who have all the secret technology and the world's just going to be better. You see how ignorant that is? Because we've already worked past the program. For sure there's a program. For sure CIA is in on it and all that shit, right? For sure that's happening. But that's not the extent of it, and that's not where we stop looking. You know what I mean? That's not going to solve the issue. It's fantastic to go into this stuff. I'm glad channels like this exist so I can get my knowledge up. But when he's saying stuff like that, I mean, I'm sorry, I've got to call you out. I've got to put you on blast on my channel, Eventually someone's going to see it, I hope. Because it's just so obviously untrue. Remember what he said back there. Don't forget what he said, this guy on this channel. If it's not spiritual, once we get rid of the tech, that means everything should be fine. And you watch. Because we may well get, to the technology just like we're getting towards the alien crafts and stuff now, finally. It's the same thing with this gangstalking electromagnetic weapons and stuff. We'll end up getting it. It'll end up, surfacing, being whistle blown and etc. Right? Someone at some point will be not so scared, come out, say something. It'll make someone else come out and say something, etc. The same way it always fucking happens, it'll end up surfacing. And then my point is, you watch, if the world is not healed from that, well then that means there's more. And we've already worked past the program. We know it's not just, secret government, CIA or some shit like this, right? That we know it's inherent in monkeydom, that psychopathy that we have from narcissistic gang stalkers. That's not just electromagnetic weapons and that they're, picking up on that signal or something. It's that this psychopathy is inherent when you're a spiritless human. When you don't have a higher light body or id, then you just have ego. There's the id, and the ego. Like, this guy is dismissing all of higher reality. You know what I mean? Which means that this is not a true way shower. It's not going to get you out. This will only take you deeper into, I don't want to say just the confusion of the gang stalking, because, this obviously brings some sort of light to it. But around that, I almost want to say that, you know what I mean? Because there's no end. You're just going to go around in circles. That's what physical reality is, right? We're in an eddy This whole universe is an eddy. It's like a spinning eddy off of the main flow of what is. And you say, well, how come you can't explain absolutely everything? That's no excuse to ignore what I'm saying just because I can't explain fucking everything. And one reason is because we have ourselves wiped coming in here, and that's not by technology, that's by the fifth dimensional field itself, because it's a membrane. You have to cross it. There's information loss. And what I'm saying is there's intelligent, forced information loss. That's why we get these memories precipitating to the surface, you know. We have all these like light world memories and wars from long ago, and all this is spiritual, right? All these visions and all that. I don't think every single thing is electromagnetic holograms. I don't think all the dreams. I understand that they can enter the dream world, or in other words, manipulate your dreams via your brain. But that's not the same as actually being in the dream world, wherever that is and whatever that is, and how to explain ectoplasma and etc. is beyond the scope of this talk. But to say that none of that exists is like absurd, right? So that's why this guy's never going to get my subscribe, I think.